Hello David Cameron, and greetings to the UK government. We are Anonymous UK. We are very disappointed with your stance at preventing Julian Assange from leaving this country safely. We are very amused by your two-faced attitude. One law for one person, and another law for someone else. Let us explain. Currently Sean Sullivan, an American citizen, is being protected by the British government from extradition for child sex offences. This disgusting pedophile is a serial rapist and molester that Minnesota want to place on their hardcore sex offender treatment program. 43-year-old Sullivan, described by the media in the UK and Ireland as one of America's most wanted pedophiles, is accused of raping a 14-year-old girl and sexually molesting two 11-year-olds in Minnesota in the 1990s. As prosecutors were preparing to file charges against him, Sullivan fled to Ireland, where he holds dual citizenship. While there, he was convicted of sexually assaulting two 12-year-old Irish girls and received a suspended sentence. Now the British High Court blocked this attempt to extradite him on human rights grounds. Now this is sick, protecting a serial pedophile, because his human rights will be infringed. What about the human rights of the children? Just as sick is your pursuit of an innocent man, who has never been convicted of any crimes within the UK, despite the fact that his human rights will be denied in the hands of the United States. Julian Assange knows that his life is in peril if you turn him over to the United States. In the UK, the crimes that Julian is accused of would never amount to rape, nor would he be tried in a UK court. But your vengeful pursuit of a freedom-fighting journalist is an indication of your government's blatant disregard for ethical justice. You are the symptoms of a cancer that has riddled this once great country into the depths of depravity and evil. You blame Iran for a cruel and despotic regime. You blame Syria for crimes against humanity. Yet you invade countries in the pursuit of oil, at the disregard for innocent human lives. You cling to an old empire that has ceased to exist for over 100 years. The British government should have a reality check. We are no longer great, we are weak and pathetic in the eyes of the world. What's more is that your government spent £11 billion of our money on the Olympic Games that lasted for 2 weeks, with much pomp and ceremony. Something that we British are good at. Strutting around our magnificent army, guarding locked gates, and giving out directions to tourists. Lol. You even had missiles forced onto the rooftops of civilian houses against the community's will. Simply to cling to an image of how great you think this country is, and how powerful you want others to think we are? Giving an impression that these shiny new missiles will soon be used on terrorists in other countries if they decide to fuck with us. Your government is so pathetic and shallow that this show of brute force just made us lol. Imagine what that £11 billion could have achieved for the British people during this time of austerity, when hospitals, schools and social care are closing down. You are firestorming our infrastructure, you are privatizing our police force, our army and our dignity. That £11 billion alone could have saved our police, school teachers and hospitals. You could have built state-of-the-art universities to educate the youth. You could have built social care networks for the poor. State-of-the-art electric rail for the whole country, yet you failed. Your government is corrupt and outdated. We feel the people of this country despise you. The poor become poorer, the rich become richer. There is little hope for the youth, no employment, no prospects, and no future. This will be the catalyst that may soon ignite into full-blown civil unrest. Then you will lose control, the British people will rise up, and tear your pathetic government to pieces. If we were back in the Middle Ages, they would have stormed Parliament, and stuck your heads on Tower Bridge. But you have bought your way into the pockets of the security services and police forces who guard your every crime. It is a shame that your government has come to such a place. Your only hope is to do the right thing for once, to show that your government is a backbone, that you are not spineless, that you are not driven by the Zionist bankers to pound it to the whims of the United States and Israel. We ask you to let Julian Assange free, to safely aid him in his travel to Ecuador, to his new life, away from this corrupt and cruel country. Anonymous UK will continue to be the thorn in your side if you do not. We will continue to protest your mobster-like government at every opportunity, to draw attention to your crimes, intent to expose you, as the rats that you are. Do the right thing, free Julian Assange. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.